You get that charged?
For the most part. Whoa. What?
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
I think it's fuzzy.
It is.
Separation anxiety. Yep.
Some of us wrote, and there's several of us that are going to read them. I'm going to start, and I'm going to read the one that I wrote. And this is, many of us met Terry, aka Hard Rock, through the Rock Creek Lake Bulletin Board, where he was a major contributor. He had an alter ego on the board known as Bubba. Bubba and his cousin, Earl, spent a lot of time doing what rednecks do. Drinking shine, picking up roadkill for dinner, and messing with cousin Dorsey May. Bubba and Earl spent time in the pokey. Not sure if those tales came from real life experience or from his imagination. It has also been rumored that the Creek Girls were a Hard Rock creation, but that was never confirmed. When you think about it, Terry kept the Creek Girls alive in the softball game challenge to Tim and family that was to take place this summer at Palisades. Probably kept them alive in his dreams as well. Terry never missed an opportunity to exploit someone's misfortune, but never in a malicious manner. He usually used humor, and often had an accomplice who was more than willing to out him. Sometimes he caught me completely off guard with his comments, but as the years went on, we were able to bait each other to keep things interesting or just for our own entertainment. A memorable post. While camping out in Anza Borrego, there was a rattlesnake near his tent that he named Betty, after some woman from work that he was not particularly fond of. and I wrote, if you're here, I hope you're not offended. Because I wrote this back in for the one in February. He always had a rant about the Chargers stealing money from the city of San Diego. He called himself a member of the Raider Nation. We sparred over football for years. It was so much fun to get up on Sunday mornings and to go to the computer to see what challenge had been put up by him. Dinner for two at the Silver Dollar, Bloody Marys at Tom's Place, post something nice about the other person, etc. Terry and Bob wrote songs about some of us Creekers. Crimea River was one of them. Terry used that song with his students. He sent some of us copies of the test results from his students, but first, he had us take the test to see how we scored. It was very entertaining, but showed how truly creative he was. I will miss you so much, Terry. I was going to do this. Rest in peace, and I hope cornbread is plentiful where you lay. Drink from that tin cup that you took around the world with you, and know that there are many who care about you. Thanks for being my husband for a day.
Thank you.
This tribute is from Tim, aka Creek Dude. One afternoon about 8 years ago or so, I was working out back, cleaning the showers or something at Rock Creek Lakes Resort, when this weird-looking dude with a mustache and thick glasses came cruising up to me. I had dealt with some interesting people that day, but it appeared that this guy was going to top them all. He had an awkward strut about him, perhaps a result of a beverage or two. But his smile was genuine and friendly. "Hi, I'm Haftbess," he said. Okay, this guy's nuts, I thought. Or I am. Huh? "Hard Rock, from the board, man," was his reply. We spent several minutes talking and getting to know the face of the person we had been typing to. It was the start of a long relationship that included several phone calls and countless emails and posts on Rock Creek's boards. Hard Rock was along for the ride from the beginning. He was posting on the ancient ad-infested boards that were once part of the site. And every post included that humor and wit and typified a hard rock post. Each morning, I always looked forward to reading what Terry had typed the night before, usually as hard rock, but sometimes as his alter ego, Bubba. In fact, Bubba's posts were some of the funniest things I've ever read on the board. Terry could be counted on to always give a thoughtful post online. Many didn't know how thoughtful he was in life as well. Terry would do anything for a friend, sometimes taking the initiative to help without being asked. I'm sure many of us have experienced this from him. A couple of years ago, I received a call from him out of the blue, asking if I needed money for the site. I told him that I really don't need any, but that it would be nice to send some money to the guy hosting the site for us. He immediately contacted several of the board regulars, many that are here tonight in fact, asking for funds to keep the board alive. Of course, most donated without questioning him. It was pretty hard to say no to hard rock. Another time I can remember that a member on the board had problems with a local trailer rental business. Terry took it upon himself to harass the business and make it clear that he would let everyone on the planet know how poorly treated his friend was by that business. I'm pretty sure he got his point across and probably got a special deal in the process. Terry was a very welcoming and happy man to those that didn't cross him or his friends. Last year at the club, I had a friend and some family that wasn't expected to be there, but Terry welcomed them with open arms and made them feel right at home. Another time, he was camping in Rock Creek and visited my dad's campsite after I told him where to find him, and he invited him over for some drinks. He'd never met my dad before. That's just the kind of guy Terry was. One to ask for forgiveness instead of permission. So even though we miss his witty posts and sense of humor on our board, there is so much more to hard rock that many people never saw. It is that side of Terry that will be missed the most. Terry really lived life, and I'm sure he died with few regrets. I just wish I had more time to enjoy with him. There will never be another hard rock.
Thank you. Yeah?
This is from my brother, Kayak Attack. It says, I have a few words to say about Terry. He was a little rough around the edges, and I didn't know if I was going to like him when I first met him. But after spending the first hour talking with him, I could see he was a genuine guy who had a good heart. He really cared about people. The other thing I liked about him was his appreciation for the Sierras and all of nature for that matter. After the second Palisade gathering, only him, myself, and Neil, me obviously, remained for a few days after the weekend was over, and I mentioned to him how a few people had unknowingly left behind a few things, and he said to me, let's make a clean sweep of the camp and really make it look good and show them that our group cares about Rock Creek so we could be invited back next year without any hitch. That really impressed me about him. Well, for however many years these gatherings go on, Hard Rock will really be missed because he enjoyed them more than anybody. I wish I could have made it this year, but my son's wife was ready to have a baby at the moment. Hope everyone has a good time.
Thank you. Do you have anything you want to add?
Oh yeah, that was me with the trailer. I remember we were setting up. I think it was the second trip when we did the Palisade thing, and I had to. Actually, it was Paul too. Paul had a problem. She was called up to say there was some trailer issues or something, and I let Terry. Terry somehow found out about it, and man, I'll tell you, that's funny. Like what you said is that he'd do anything for a friend. You know, he was ready to fight, and he's like, I got your back. You don't screw with my friends, and he went off on the lady on the phone, and before I even knew it.
I remember that post.
Yeah, and I had to tell him. I told him, "Oh, calm down. It's okay. We got it worked out."
I got the copy of the email, and there was some colorful adjectives in it.
Yeah, he was ready to drive
some
up
with
here
4
and,
letters.
and open up a can of whoop ass if he needed to, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I told him to calm down. I took care of it, but he was definitely there to help anybody, and you know, he was always, you know, trying to help out people, and he loved it up here. That's for sure. I remember he was coming up here too, helping all the campground hosts open up, and he just loved it up here. So it's definitely a fitting place to be doing this for sure. So we'll all miss the post. Yeah, I don't know who the Creek girls were too. I kind of wonder.
I think it was you.
No, definitely wasn't me. Definitely wasn't me, and I don't know if we'll ever know now. I don't know.
I know.
Want to play BJ's tribute?
Yeah. All right. This is the one that BJ wrote. It's on the side.
Who needs mosquito spray?
I'm good.
You need some?
No, just smack them.
Remember the batteries?
Right there.
Yeah, it's got batteries in it. I just not smart enough.
Thank you.
Yeah. Feel the love.
I've been saved!
Just don't go backwards too far.
Thank you, Jesus!
You have been saved from being eaten alive.
Yeah.
You want some mosquito spray? You okay?
This doesn't sound like a really dumb question. Forgive me if it's stupid, but you did try it and then first to see if it worked, right? Yeah, okay. See, I knew it'd be a dumb question, but.
I did with plugged in. I didn't try with battery.
Oh, it's spinning.